Hi everyone, it's Bev DeBono, and I am so excited to share with you ideas for this amazing punch called Spring Leaves. Now, it's a border punch, but it's also a frame punch. And I'll show you what that means. But mostly, it's a standalone border punch and it operates the same way as our other punches, our standalone border punches, where we release the lever and then it activates the top punching mechanism. But this is a frame punch, and it has an additional line on the shelf that we can use to make frames. And the other thing different about this punch is that the width between the punch is 2 inches. So there's a 2 inch repeat. And with that 2 inch repeat, we can do different things. So in addition to just borders, so we can punch straight across borders, but we can also make frames in different sizes. And this particular punch can also make a butterfly. So I wanted to show this to you because I have been playing with this today and I'm so excited that I couldn't wait any longer. And I really wanted to show you a lot of ideas that you can make with this punch. So let's start with the basic border. So with any of these standalone punches, you can make a basic border, and by layering other items to it, you can create a beautiful border. So let's do that first. And on the front of these punches, you will see by the words Creative Memories, there are two little black lines on both sides of the Creative Memories logo. We're going to insert our paper at one of those black lines and push it all the way towards the back. So I'm going to put my paper in at that black line and push it all the way to the back and then punch. Okay, after my first punch, I am now going to move my border over, and you see the design that it punched. I'm now going to match that design to the design that's on the shelf of that punch. And this way I can continue along. So you see that design is now right on the design of that punch. And I'm going to just make sure that this other side is all the way to the back and punch it again. And I'm going to continue this all the way along until I have a complete border. Now, this is a 12-inch strip, so we will have 6 punches altogether. So this is our basic border punch. And by adding, and you can cut these in different sizes. So this one is 1.5 inches, but you can cut these in different sizes. You can also layer them. You can also put one side going one way and one side going another. So this is just on a quick page. I have punched one at the top and one at the bottom. And I'm just going to layer it with a beautiful laser border. And how quick and easy is that for a really pretty fast page border? This collection happens to be the Birds and Blossoms collection, and it's really very, very pretty. And that is the basic border on the spring leaves punch. But I'm going to show you how to do a big frame with these. And so what we want to do is we want to select some papers. And I'm going to make a 12 by 12 inch frame all around the edge of this page. Okay, so let's start with that. And now instead of putting my paper here at the line, I am now going to start my paper. There is a silver line on the shelf. There's a little silver line on the shelf. And that is where I'm going to start my paper. So to make a frame, you want to start it on the silver line on the shelf. And I'm going to now punch that, move it down, and instead of punching 6 times, I'm only going to punch 5 times. This happens to be from, and these beautiful spring leaves are really pretty for wedding pages as well. And I'm using this beautiful silk from the Silver and Gold collection with this foiled leaves on there. So now you see we have these 2 little 1-inch little pieces of paper. I'm going to turn to the right, and I'm now going to put the edge of that little piece on the line on the shelf and start punching from there. And you'll see that you have a little 1-inch square, which I save and I use for other things. And we're going to continue along. We're only going to punch 5 times. And you see what a beautiful frame that makes already in the corners. And you can take this and fold it over if you like to make another layering piece. Okay, so I'm going to turn it to the right again, put this edge on the line on the shelf, save my 1-inch square, and continue punching all the way across. Well, only 5 times. The repeat is 2 inches, and with the inch cut off at both sides, that will give me the extra inch. Okay, so clear your debris because we don't want that jamming up underneath the punch. And now we're ready for our final section. And again, put it on the line on the shelf. This is such a pretty punch. So it came out with the spring collection, but I'm going to show you that you can use this for wedding, you can use this for babies, you can use this for graduation, and it is a beautiful, beautiful punch. So that is our frame. And I'm sorry, you're getting a little bit of a glare because there's foil on the paper. So even if you just did this and put that onto your page, you've made a 12 by 12 frame. And now you can put your photos on here, or you can put your photo mats, or, you know, and add some extra embellishments and things like that. So this is the 12 by 12 frame. But we can do something a little different with this as well. And we can cut this right after the first repeat. So what I mean is, let's cut it right here after this first leaf here. And let's see what we have. Okay, so I'm going to, actually, I'm going to do it from the other side. I'm going to now put it in my trimmer. And you know, on our trimmer, our lines here are where the dotted line is where our blade is going to cut. And we're going to put that one piece right at the dotted line to make sure that that's where our blade is going to cut. We're going to line up the bottom with that. And now we're going to have this piece. So now we've cut it in just a little piece like that. And it just makes it a little different. And I'm going to quick put this down. Using the repositionable tape, you can get all inside the little nooks and crannies there. And I'm going to just tape that down. And this is a very, very pretty design. And one that you can use over and over with the different frame punches. Currently, we have, I believe there are 4 frame punches, but we have had several throughout the years. The arch border frame, the spider web, the pumpkin. So there have been several, the snowflake frame. The current ones are the dollop arch and geometric and the damask flourish. So how pretty is that? That is a beautiful, beautiful design here. And I'm going to quick, this is one page that has it with the spring birds and blossoms collection on the left. And on the right, I am using silver and gold. And you just see how beautiful this design is, and it can just work its magic with any collection, really. I'm now going to just add this. Maybe nestle one underneath. Just use your multi-purpose tool to nestle it underneath a little bit. There we go. And if we want, we can add a really pretty leaf to it. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut off the bottom of this leaf. This was a sticker from the silver and gold collection. And then doing the same on the other side. Okay, so a very quick and easy, easy page, as you can see. So this is taking the 12 by 12 frame and then turning it into another type of page. So that is the third way that you can use this punch. Now, to continue along with the frames, I want to show you a couple of other frames that you can make. And because this is a 2-inch repeat, whenever we make anything with this, we have to use multiples of 2. So I'm going to do a 4 by 12, and I'm going to make a frame border with a 4 by 12. So it's the same technique we use for the 12 by 12. And I'm going to insert the edge. I'm going to put my paper lengthwise, insert the edge of my paper to the line on the shelf. Punch 5 times. Now this is a 4 by 12. And we're going to punch that 5 times. And then we're going to turn it, put that edge piece on the line on your shelf. Save those little pieces. Turn it again, put this edge piece on the line on your shelf. Let's clear out some of the debris under here, and so that this doesn't jam up into our punch bed here. And we'll continue along. So it's the same technique, just different size papers. This one is a 4 by 12. So again, multiples of 2 are what you have to use in order to get the frame effect on this punch. So I'm punching this 5 times down the 12-inch side and then turning it at that edge there and placing it right between the 2 lines. And so you see now I have a beautiful, beautiful frame here made from a 4 by 12. And this is a really fun one to, let's see, I'm going to just put a quick, maybe a 1-inch strip here in the middle. And let's see what we can create really quickly. A 1-inch strip, possibly by, and I'm going to cut that like right to about here. So I'm going to use the stripe and cut it right on the stripe there. How quick and easy is this border? Lining the stripe up right in the middle. And then you can add, in this case, I'm going to add some really pretty butterflies. And this is a laser butterfly. I'm going to just clip off the butterfly right there. And that is going to become a quick border topper. Okay, so this is a 4 by 12. And that's what that looks like. How pretty is that? It's such a beautiful, beautiful pattern. And now I want to show you a 4 by 4. This is a punch that keeps on doing some fun things. So I have now done a 4 by 4, and I'm going to insert it on between the 2 lines on the shelf on the 2 sides. And I'm just going to keep turning it and punching it. And then you see that you have now made an embellishment piece. So this is now an embellishment piece that you can use for either in the middle of your pattern of your page. You can use it to offset corners. For this particular one, I'm going to just place that in the middle, and I'm going to put a sticker right down the middle of that. We line it up on our mat. But this is a 4 by 4 pattern, and you see you can put it in any direction. You can overlap them, and like I said, use it for corners or anything like that. And I'm just going to put that through here. And again, a really pretty wedding page, quick and easy. But now I want to show you another way that you can make a frame. And this is with a 6 by 8 frame. So this is a 6 by 8. And we're going to be making frames that look like this. Okay, so we have 4 by 4s, 4x12s. And now we're going to do a 6x8. And I just love this. This is just such a versatile punch. And you can see with the different papers, it looks so different. So you start with a 6x8, and we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did. Put the edge of your paper to the line on the shelf. And we're going to continue punching. Now for the 6x8 on the 8-inch side, I'm only punching 3 times. Turn to the right. Again, your line goes to the line, your paper goes to the line on your shelf. And this side, I'm only going to punch 2 times. Turn it again. Edge of your paper to the line on your shelf. Punch that 3 times. Turn again, edge of your paper to the line on your shelf. And I'm punching that. Three times. So here is a 6x8 frame. Again, a very pretty frame. And I am going to now layer that. I'm going to put this frame. I've already punched out 2 other ones. So this is a 6x8. You can put them in this direction. You can put them in this direction. I already have 2 of them. So I am now going to just quickly put them on this page. And you see I have the 12-inch borders going all the way across the top and the bottom of the page. So how pretty is that, combining the 12-inch border with the 6x8 frames? So these are some beautiful frames that you can create with this punch. And here is another look with the exact same frame and punch. And this time the frames are on the diagonal. Now, one more thing I want to show you. There's two more ideas with this punch. This punch is just so versatile. And this is called a partial edge. So it is going to make just the corners. These are going to be corner edges, as you see, just in the 4 corners. So I'm going to start with, I need a base paper, and then I'm going to need what I'm punching out of. So now this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch, I'm going to insert my paper on the line on the frame. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it to the left and put this edge of the paper to the line on the frame. And I've got my first corner. Now, again, we're going to go to the right, and you have all these little pieces. We're going to insert the paper to the one side on the corner, then turn to the left, paper to the line on the punch, and now I have a second corner. And I'm going to do this 2 more times. And then you'll see how pretty this is. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut off some of the excess that's on there. Okay, so now I have 4 partial corners. Let me put that on white because it's on my gray mat and you can't see it as well. But I have 4 partial corners. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my trimmer, and I'm just going to trim off this extra 1-inch piece right here between the 2 punch lines. So with our trimmer, this makes it so perfect because I'm just going to insert this to the 1-inch line, 1-inch mark. I can see from the white line at the edge of my housing where the blade is going to cut. I'm going to line that up to the edge of my paper from the side, and I'm going to push it down and then line it up to the edge of my paper at the end. So what we're doing is we're just cutting off that little excess that's there. And then turn it, go to the 1-inch mark again, line your blade up. So it's the white line on your housing. That's exactly where the blade is cutting. Line that up to where your paper is at the 1-inch mark. Press down and then end where your paper is at the 1-inch mark. Turn it again. And we're going to do that the 3rd time. And then now the one last time. And we have a beautiful partial corner, partial edge frame there. Again, another very pretty wedding page. So using it for the idea on the left is the Birds and Blossoms spring collection. And on the right, it is the silver and gold with some shimmer. Now I use the repositionable tape on the leaf edges there. That way I can get a lot of those little pieces down. And the repositionable tape, when you use it on wax paper or silicone paper, it only puts tape where there is paper. So when we flip it over, we're just going to center that on our base paper. I'm going to now put another piece of the foil paper in the middle. And I'm going to add just a couple of little flowers. Very pretty flowers. How pretty is that? It's the foil leaf paper again. And then just add a couple little flowers with some pearls. And this makes a beautiful, beautiful wedding page. How pretty is that? So that is the partial edge frame. And one last idea, and this is making a butterfly. Now, this is an idea that one of my fellow advisors shared, Alice, and I'm going to just quickly share her idea on making this butterfly. And we are going to take a 3-inch by 6-inch strip. 3-inch by 6-inch strip. I'm going to insert this in my punch at the line that borders the title Creative Memories. And I'm going to punch 3 times because it's a 6-inch and I have a 2-inch repeat. This way I have a couple extra butterflies. Okay, now this is the tricky part. You now have to take this paper, fold it towards you, fold it over towards you, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of that Post-it note here right at the edge so I know where to line it up, because now the paper is too short. And I'm going to line that up to the black line. And now I have punched my little butterflies. So let's take a look and let's see how we can cut this. So I'm going to cut one of these across. And then just with my micro tip scissor, I'm going to just quickly go in and out of the top and the bottom here. And just around the corner, just round it up a little bit. You can fold it up and you can then add it to your page and put a little enamel in the middle of it to pop up the butterfly. So these are some really, really fun and amazing ideas and a lot of things that you can do with the spring leaves border punch, from making frames to borders to all kinds of fun things. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is one of the most versatile punches that you can get, and you can use it over and over and over again. So please tune in to some of my other videos. It's on Bev DeBono Designs on YouTube, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.